Sawasdee Ka. Okay, so what I wanted to have highlight something very fundamental, but I feel like it gets overseen too much because quite oftentimes everybody wants to share techniques, want to share counters, strategy, X, Y, Z. But if we go down to the seed of things, we have to understand like where does all that come from? It comes from a great structured stance. And here by my side, I have Coach Ariel, who's been competing for a very long time in Thailand, made a great name for herself out there, and is visiting here in the U.S. at Denver Muay Thai. And I wanted to get her input as an active professional fighter and as a coach on her input about how structured your stance, how your body has to be, or ideally feel when you're training or fighting.
Okay. Thank you, Coach Danny. All right, so we'll go through a lot of the fundamentals when we are standing in our stance, getting ready to fight. All right, because like he said, this is the seed. This is where everything comes from. So if I get into my fight stance, I'm just going to start from the ground up. You can see my hips are squared. This is unique to Muay Thai. It's a little different for boxing, kickboxing, MMA, etc. In Muay Thai, I want to keep my hips square. Now you should also notice my back foot. I have just a little bit of air between my heel and the ground. And when I'm standing, I also have like 50% of my body weight here, 50% of my body weight here. Everything starts from the ground up. So I need to have a strong connection to the ground, followed from the hips to the core. Now, what I see in a lot of people is the core is forgotten. Right now, I'm engaging my core, and you can't even tell I'm speaking. But if I were to be hit, it doesn't hurt because I have everything structured together, all right? From there, it's gonna go up to our hands. Now, the way that I like to measure this for a lot of people is if you're in your stance, bring up your leg, only your leg for the block. So what you want to do is bring the knee up to the elbow. So I'm here in my stance, I block, perfect. Some people, when they stand, they're out a little bit, in a little bit. If they're out too much, you can see I don't connect here. If they're in too much, you can see I elbow myself, it's not a strong block, etc. So you know the distance, if you can bring it up quickly, and the knee is just inside the elbow, all right? Then from there, we can discuss where the hands are according to what's going on. Usually, I keep them here about where my cheekbones are so I can block very quickly. Now, when we're starting from the ground up, again, I have connection with the ground. You can see I have a slight bend. I'm not lock-legged because then it's easier to push me back. I'm not super bent like this, it's too far down. Slight bend, so I can have some shock absorption. Goes through the hips, to the core, up to your arms, and this is nice and relaxed, but all of this is engaged. So I'm ready to respond at any moment.
One thing that I want to also highlight, and this kind of gets a little bit interesting because different so many combat sports, and is your hand position. So if you face me, Coach, you'll notice her hands are slightly open and out, right? So unlike other styles where you make the fist and you tighten up those elbows, she's a little bit outward. Can you explain a little bit why your hands are a little bit hovering on the outside of your core?
Yes. So this allows me to be ready for literally anything. He wants to teep, I'm here. It's far enough away from my face that I can actually respond in time. He wants to jab or cross, I can move it out just in enough time. Now, here's the thing, we're in a longer range. The way I like to describe it to people, and that's why I was saying, we're gonna talk about hands in a moment. The further out you are, the more you can probably have your hands out. You might see some ties like this. The closer you get, you'll see I'm bringing it closer to my head. Because if he wants to elbow me, this needs to be very strong. If I have it away from my head and he elbows me, I get hit once, and I get hit twice. I don't want to get hit twice. So usually about a medium, middle of the way when you're in your stance is good enough, because if he tries to jab, I have enough time and space to parry, to move him. If he teeps, same thing, I have enough time and space. He tries to kick, I can catch it if I don't have enough time to block, etc. If I'm glued to my face and he tries to punch me, I don't have enough time. Maybe I try to reach out, but I still increase the likelihood that I'm going to get hit. So this is a nice medium between all of the different strikes that he can do, all the different offenses, defenses, etc., for me to respond in just enough time.
Thank you, Coach.